Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the DJI Osmo Nano. I did a video, my last video, of some footage, part one footage to go through. More was like me learning the camera, testing it with the Action 5 Pro, the GoPro Hero 13 Black, and the Insta360 Go 3S, which is boxed up for a reason. What is this camera like? There are a plethora of YouTube videos out there on this camera right now that you have probably watched, all the specs, all the sensor size, all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to go in that stuff again for you. You're welcome. I am going to tell you about my experience, whether I like it, don't like it, who is it for, what's it for, and can I replace the Action 5 for Pro for me? Cut to the chase, no it can't. It has some more fun factors than this one has, but it couldn't replace this right now for me. So in this video, I am going to play some more footage, mainly of these two cameras together, because these are the closest ones neck and neck that for video quality wise. They're obviously they're the same sensor, they're pretty much the same camera, but you do tend to get, to me, a better footage most of the time with the Pro. This one here, I don't know what it is about it. It seems a little more stable. Sometimes the skin tones look better on this one at night versus this one, but it's hit or miss. So on average, you'll get a better shot with this one, most likely. Let's talk about where this is used and what it's used for, and the reason why I like this style of camera. And it's the same reason why I liked this camera. The only reason why this camera is boxed up is because I am selling it, because this is replacing it. It's got that mounting system up front. It's for that quick POV shot. I like this camera. You'll see in the video that I'm about to put out, there's some shots where you're like, it looks damn good if you play with it a little bit. But overall, this beats it, no doubt. The problem of all this is I don't have the Ultra to compare it to yet. Hopefully I will down the road, but right now, these are the guys that I'm comparing it with. That being said, best feature is the ability to put it right here or clip it on your hat if you want to do that, the back of your head. If you go like on a cruise boat, something like that, where you have a lot of metal, this will stick anywhere on the boat inside your cabin to get those nice shots. Magnet wise, it can go on that side or that side. You could put this camera on your chest. 3, 2, 1. Now, I would like to cover up the DJI part because it's kind of too much, but I think if a good windscreen to protect the wind from this microphone could cover up that whole thing, two jobs at once, cover it up, the DJI, and cover up your microphone. You put it here, you walk around, maybe you have your larger camera that you're using to get pictures that goes back in your bag, that kind of thing. But this is always right here. So you could just easily click this button, leave it on your chest, get a shot, whatever you're looking at, even use your camera, or take it off, film your kids or whatever they're doing, and then put it back on and go back hands-free again. That is what's really cool about something small like this. And now with the sensor size on this guy, matching this one, we have good image quality. And then this makes it fun too, to be able to put it somewhere here or in the back of your hat, take this out, check your shot, change the settings, whatever you want to do, right here on the fly. That's what makes this camera fun versus your standard action camera. But this thing can do things that this one can't do. You have a built-in screen on here all the time. You have a built-in screen on the front. You don't have to worry about the hassle of having two things and click it in and click it out. And you can just hold it out. You're good to go. You're ready to go. You can have both of these cameras can easily work with each other. You can use 10-bit D-Log with both these cameras and match it up, and it's going to look perfect. So, and then you can share accessories, and that's always fun too. The fun factor is there, especially when you travel. Of these two cameras, image quality is better on the Pro. Overall, seems to be a little bit brighter, and stabilization is a little bit better on this one. Now, who's to say that they'll come out with a firmware and they'll update this thing to make it better or equal to this one. Probably will. But regarding the GoPro has its look, it has its fans, people love it. I didn't like the way it came out on this video. I thought my skin tones looked bad enough, and they made it kind of worse, kind of orangey. I know you can play with that and you can fix it and all that kind of stuff, but it's kind of like the Action 5 Pro. It does what it's supposed to do for your action shots. It's a GoPro. I hope GoPro survives. I really do. GoPro has been around as the king of action cameras in today's world. When you ask someone that doesn't know about all these other cameras, I need an action camera, they say you need a GoPro, and because it has the name. They have to up their game still. If they come out with the 14, they have to rock it, but I don't think that's going to happen. They came out, I'm not going to go into GoPro, it's a long story, but I'm worried for GoPro, very worried. Let's look at the footage and then we'll come back to wrap it up. One thing cool about the magnet, I have the magnet on. You can also put your microphone there. So you got your microphone in your pocket, you can put that here, and then when you're ready to break the camera off, you can put the damn it, mosquito. When you're ready to break the camera off, take the camera off and put it right here. That's pretty cool. Construction. So should we test the closeness? See how much texture you can see. I have to look at the Action 5. I'm touching it. So what do I think of the Action 5 versus the Nano for image quality? Overall stabilization, combined together smoothness, I'm gonna give it to the Action 5. There's some little jittery stuff going on with the Nano. I think it can be worked out in the firmware possibly, but right now the Action 5 Pro is kind of where it's at for me. If I had to get the perfect image quality, I had to go to that one. So you guys should get both of these cameras and still find use for them both, I think. I really do. Like if I went scuba diving, I got a case for this. I don't have a case for that. I'm not sure if you can have a case for that. And if I did have a case of that, I need the whole box, right? And then it overheats, so it's not a great one to go scuba diving with. But the Action 5 Pro, money to go scuba diving with. So it's a really good argument. I wouldn't get rid of the Action 5 for the Nano. Plain and simple.
Oh, I've been waiting for this. Oh boy, I've been waiting for this. What's up, Mitch?
Super night mode. Dark tunnel. All right, super night mode. All right, super night mode. On the screen, the Ace Pro is a lot brighter. But which one looks better? Okay, this is normal 4K 24 Rocksteady wide. Flip around just to show you the skin tones, if that changes or anything. Alright, so what do you think? Not too bad, right? There's times when it's like, it's a little unstable, especially when it gets a little bit darker. I'm not a huge fan of the Super Night. I did notice that the ISO jumps up on Super Night. So basically, when you go into your settings, you look at your ISO, you kind of give it a range. You can drop down that ISO and say, hey, I only want you to go from this minimum to this maximum. Standard video, you can go from 100 ISO to 25,600. But if you go to Super Night, you go from 100 to 51,200. You say, okay, well, that's Super Night, right? They bumped up the ISO to make it brighter. Yes, that is true. But sometimes when you look at Super Night, it actually looks darker than the regular video. Super Night is not a thing that I'm going to run to as soon as I go outside and it's dark and go, oh, I gotta put it on Super Night. I'd rather put it on 10-bit normal and then play with it a little bit in post to make it look a little bit better versus using Super Night. Overall, is this a buy? Yeah, I don't think the price is too bad. The price is interesting right now. On Amazon, it's $2.99. It just says $2.99. There's no sale or anything like that. But if I go to B&H, it says $2.99, $100 off. So it's saying its MSRP is $400, but right now it's on sale for $2.99. But it doesn't have that way on Amazon, so that's kind of strange. And then when you go to DJI website, I cannot even find it on their website. Now I know there's stuff going on where it's not be able to purchase in the US, but Amazon's selling it and B&H is selling it, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. It was just a little weird to see the price adjustment on B&H. Like, is that true or is that an error? Is it really on sale? I don't know. And the only glitch I came across with this one, I couldn't duplicate it, was I had this clipped onto the back of my hat and I did a hyperlapse and I did a whole run around a lake. And after 36 seconds of hyperlapse footage, so like a minute something where I was doing it, it switched off from hyperlapse to regular video. All right, so this is strange. So I'm talking about here. See, this is the hyperlapse start. And then all of a sudden it stops and the audio kicks in and starts going. Never paused it, so it's not a break in the recording. It just went from hyperlapse to non-hyperlapse all the way through. So right there, it's showing the video is continuous, right? I didn't stop the video, but it went from hyperlapse to all of a sudden, with audio, a regular video. I did have it separated, and I did look at this, but I couldn't duplicate, even by hitting a button, it just shuts it off. But I couldn't duplicate maybe hitting something to make it do something different. If that happened to you before you did a hyperlapse and it turned into a regular video, let me know down below. But it only happened to me once, so I'm calling it a fluke right now until I do some more testing. Well, that is it for this version. I won't do another video with this type of camera until I get my hands on the Ultra to compare it to the Nano. All right, you guys have a great one.